Welcome back, it's your girl Anna Rose, and I'm back again with another exciting Star Trek hair tutorial for you guys. Today we're going to be tackling Beverly Crusher, specifically her season 7 hair. Last time I did Crusher, I just did a all one length hairstyle with concentrating on her like swoop on the side. But today we're going to get into some heavy layering and a lot more cutting and some styling, so this is what we're going for. Alright, get your steamers out. We're gonna steam this wig. I did wash it, but there was still some teasing left in it, so I needed to take some of that out. Also, I really wanted to hit the end, so I used a round brush. The ceramic round brush will really help smooth those scraggly ends. This wig was living in a box for about 2-3 years, I don't know, but it didn't take any time for me to smooth her on out after I really got up in there. So you know she's done when you can actually run your fingers through her. If you need a tutorial or would like to see a tutorial on how to steam a wig the best and safest way, let me know in the comments. Movement, sleek, seductive. So I'm starting off with a perimeter check just to make sure I get these ends cleaned up because they was looking a little scraggly in places after steaming her out. So that's basically what I'm doing right here. So I do that all the way throughout the wig, just making sure everything lines up, everything is even. I kind of haphazardly cut this wig, the length off of this wig. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was right before I started heavily layering it this time around. Jump scare. All right, so here I am looking like Pepper Ann, but you'll notice that I have some bobby pins and some clips marked on 2 strands of hair on either side of my face. This is for marking where I want the face framing to start. So I have it hitting around like my cheek area on both sides. This you have to visually determine. You can't just match it to one side because the side part is so deep. If you try to do it that way, it will come out shorter because the hair has to travel on the heavier side. All right, so this haircut is not complicated at all. So you see that outside piece on the right, that is the shortest piece, and you're gonna use that as your guide and take your hands and your comb at an angle and cut from that line. And you can take a little bit from the last section and integrate it into your next section, and that way you're keeping that line consistent. And you want to keep your elevation at a 45 degree and go on a diagonal back from the parting to the back of the head. And you want to keep slicing on a diagonal until you get to the back of the head. And that's essentially the haircut. And then you go to the other side and do the same thing. It's really not that hard. I was really amazed at how easy this was to do, especially when I opted out for a more blunt cut. Initially, I did try to do this haircut with a slide cut, and it became actually harder to do it that way because you are not making consistent cuts and deliberate cuts. With this way, I suggest just doing a blunt cut. That way you know where your lines are, you know where you're supposed to be, you're not losing your guide. Slide cutting can get a little tricky if you're not great at it. Slide cutting is not my favorite thing. It's good for like just busting out some quick layers in the front, but with this haircut, it's so meticulous and repetitive that it's best to have a blunt line in there so you can easily find it. It's consistent and you're not taking off length here and keeping it short there, and it's weird and unbalanced on both sides. So I suggest doing a blunt cut. You can always go back and then feather it out or soften it either with some razors, or you can even just use some texturizing shears if you want to soften the ends. You can do that, but I suggest doing a blunt cut. It'll make your life so much easier, in my opinion. But you guys, if you're comfortable with slide cutting and you can keep that line consistent on both sides, go for it. You totally can. so now we're moving on to the other side, and essentially we're going to do the exact same thing. There's not really anything to it except this side has less hair, so you'll be done faster with this side than you will the other side. All right, so just keep that angle consistent and follow your guide and you should be good. And I'll check back in with you guys once we get to the end of the haircut. This is the second time that I have lost the footage for my roller set. I don't know what it is about this roller set footage that it just keeps vanishing, but next time I need to do a roller set, I'm gonna double check that I have the footage. I am so sorry. But this is essentially what I did. I used 2-inch diameter rollers. All the hair in the back is basically facing down. The hair along the face is facing towards the face. You see that? And then the bang is basically going off of the part, except for the roller in the very front. All right, so we're in the home stretch, you guys. All right, so this is optional, but I opted to, because I am a man, drag queen, I opted to tease it a little bit at the roots all throughout, just to give it a little bit of fullness. Her hair is not very large. It is like a nice voluminous blowout, so I didn't go too ham on this. I actually might go ahead and brush some of it out after actually wearing it for this video. But this is totally optional. If you like the roller set and the way it looks without it, go ahead and not tease it. It is totally up to you. I just gave it a little bit of a tease to give it some structure for myself. Also, so the hair would not just be moving all over the place without any control, getting in my makeup, getting in my lips. It was already doing that regardless, but it would have been so much more worse if I just would have, you know, threw this on my head without any kind of teasing or structure in it. So it is totally optional. You can skip this step if you like the way it feels, you like that soft flowiness. I would recommend putting a little bit of tease no matter what in the bang area, because otherwise that is just gonna flop down in your face. Or either use a really nice stronghold hairspray to keep it out of your face. But overall, I just do what I always do with my teasing. A little bit of hairspray, gentle back comb at the root, little French lacing just to like fluff it out, and that's it. And then I honestly like smooth a lot of it out because like I said, I didn't want it to get too big. I'm actually using aerogel, which I think is gonna be a mainstay now in my cabinet of hair supply. I love Got2b. Got2b is never gonna go anywhere in my life. I first learned about aerogel while working on a TV show for a little bit, and I was like, what is this magical product? Like when they say aerogel, it is literally gel in a can. One thing I don't like about Got2b versus this, Got2b can really give a ashy white cast if you're not careful, and it can dull the hair. Sometimes you want that, but a lot of the times it can just build up in the hair in a way that is not flattering, whereas aerogel gives a really nice sleek shine and a security that Got2b just doesn't. It's just different. They do two different things, so it's good to have them both. So now I'm shaping the front of the wig. So what you want to do is just go where that curl tells you to go. If you did the roller set correct, everything should frame the face really nicely, and the ends of those curls should kind of like wrap and tuck back. So it's pretty straightforward. Look at a picture. That's what I kept doing. I kept looking at a reference image off camera. Don't be afraid to shape the hair the way you want it. At the same time, listen to the hair and where it wants to go. It will tell you, but don't be afraid to brute force it if you need to. Last step is to just bump these bangs a little bit. So I took a fine-tooth comb just to smooth them out, and I went in with my flat iron and heated up the fibers and took my round brush and just smoothed them out, giving them a little bit more shape because they were a little flat. So that's it. Alright, so that is a wrap on the tutorial for Beverly Crusher. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it. The only thing I would change about this wig is that I wish it was just a smidge bit longer, but I had already cut it, so it is what it is. Otherwise, she's perfect. If you guys are into Trek cosplay, go ahead and check out the other 2 tutorials that are already on the channel. We already have a video for Janeway's Bob, and we also have a video for Deanna Troy. Go ahead, check those out, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this channel so that we can keep making hair tutorials for all the ladies in Trek. If you guys have any styling questions, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer those as soon as possible. So the next wave of tutorials will release on my Patreon first, and then YouTube will get it a month later. I'm already pondering Strange New Worlds Nurse Chapel and Janeway Bun of Steel. The third one I'm not so sure about. So you guys, let me know what you want to see in a tutorial and put that down in the comment. If any of that interests you, or you just want to support me and the channel, go ahead and sign up to become a member of my Patreon today. So besides future hair tutorials, that is where unreleased photos, bloopers, and behind the scenes will live. So if you're interested in that, go ahead. The links are all below, my socials as well. Let's go on this hair trek together, okay? Alright, so you guys stay safe, be kind to each other, and I will see you in the next one. Anna Rose, signing off, baby.